What's up, guys? NightChasers here, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're finally doing Raider stuff, and only Raider stuff. I have a list of stuff I have to get done to it. Snorkel, gas can holder, battery holder, oil quart holder, front bumper, tune the carb, jet the carb, mess with the ignition, check the spark plugs. It doesn't run the greatest. I did get the locking hubs done. And I'm gonna flip the camera real quick. I did pick these up. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out. I had these on it. Here's a picture. And I wasn't super happy with it. They're sweet wheels. They don't really match the Raider's look. The Raider's got like this rally look, not like a mud truck look. So I went back to the Chevy Steelies and wheels for now. I got to figure something out because I kind of want to run these tires off these wheels for the Colorado because they're bigger. I think they're 1.5 inches bigger than what's on the Colorado. And the Steelies are really heavy, which they're nice. They look cool. I don't mind them, but I want to go with something more along the lines of the original rally version of the Raider that I use the paint scheme from. Yeah, so I have a radio, I have winches, I have a whole bunch of stuff I have to get done to this Raider. I probably won't get all of it done. I'll probably only get like half of it done because that's how I work. And yeah, we'll see where we get. I'm gonna start working on the gas can and the gas can holder. All right, well, the gas can holder is almost done. She is. I need to get longer bolts and spacers for these holes right here. The bottom two are in. Once I get those, she'll be set. And my little oil holder. My little oil holder's in. So that's cool too. Supposed to hold 2 quarts, and I've only got 1 quart of the Rotella, so I have to get another quart. Keep on deck. Oil on deck. She is. Now, the battery holder, which means I got to pull the old one out and somehow mount that one. Alright, so I took like a 3-day vacation and working on stuff. I just wanted to relax a little bit. And the last clip, working on the Raider, here's what happened. The wife and I went somewhere in town, on a little shopping or something, and I left my keys in her truck, and I didn't know this. She dropped me back off at the shop and went home. And, you know, home's 30 minutes from here. So 9 o'clock rolls around and she's like, "Hey, your keys are in my truck." And I'm like, "Oh, no way, dude." So now I only have the Raider to get me home, and there was no tie rod on it. So I swapped the wheels because these were definitely not going to get me home. I swapped the wheels. I did the front tie rod. I got everything together. And that was it. And I was driving it to work and to town and around town and whatnot, and having some fun just cruising around in it for like the last 3 days. Well, yesterday I drove the OBS home, but we're back at it. And what I'm about to do is, well, one of the things we had to get in town was hole saw bits, because I am about to terribly chop a hole right here in the fender. I've been eyeballing it, the snorkel, and it's gonna go right here. And I really hope this works because I really don't want to have to drill a hole in this fender. But I really want a snorkel. So, I'm just going to do it and deal with it later. Consequences later. It worked. Just a mock-up. It ain't terrible. It could probably come up a 1/2 inch. And this can come up as well, but it works. Well, I don't know yet until I flood the thing out. It's there, you know. It is a snorkel. This is the filter system. I had to cut that hole out to get to where I'm going to clamp it. I got to notch a little bit more out the front so this flexi hose clears. Then an inline filter to that. So I need to seal everything up. I need to like caulk the filter ends, like right here on both sides. Clamp everything, get a coupler for that because that's huge, and then get like an O-ring or something for the carb hat. But it clears the hood, it's there. I literally just need to come up with a bracket to get it secure, and I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy with it. Of course, it could be better. There's a huge gap, and I'll maybe buy another one down the road and see if the different one fits better. But for now, it'll work. It looks real bad on that side. It looks way better right here. There it is. All right, it is bolted on. I pulled the fender lighter out to get up in there, and there's 4 bolts on the back side. So I bolted those down, and now she is sturdy. But it still flops up here. So I need to make the bracket. And I have this on backwards. So, because we're getting a lot of snow, and when I'm driving down the road, I just want to be sucking up snow. And I don't think it's really going to affect it being forward or backward. So, on to this. I have a jet kit for the Weber because it's still not running the greatest. So I got to pull the top of the carb apart, check and see what jets I have, make sure all the settings are good, and go from there. Alright, so I've decided to call it night at this point right here. My sweet race car part's on. The STM EGR Delete. Working on the fuel pressure regulator, I need to get a fuel pressure gauge. And then I'm going to tune the carb, and I need to set the timing. So set timing before I tune the carb. So fuel pressure regulator, fuel pressure gauge, set timing, tune carb, see where we're at, and then get the snorkel stuff back together, and then see how it drives. Because it didn't drive the greatest the last couple of days. It drove better than it ever has, but I know that it's not running the greatest. It's never ran good since I've owned it. The factory Mikuni was jacked when I got it, and then the carb I had on it before this one was some Chinese repop. So it's just, I just want this thing to run good. So that's what we're working on. We're going to get this thing to hopefully run amazing. Otherwise, I'm just going to run it until the motor's done and then swap it with something, which you know how that goes. It'll never get done. It'll just sit outside. So I don't want to get to that point. So till tomorrow. All right, so we're back at it. I got the fuel pressure gauges and all the fittings I need to make them work. I got 2 because I plan on running one before and after the regulator. And it's probably pointless, but in my head I think that if I can see what the pressure is before and what the pressure is after, it would help me like quick diagnose what's going on if I'm in the trails. Like if it's at 6 psi before the regulator and 1 after, then I know the regulator's bad. And if it's at like 1 before the regulator and 1 after, then I know the fuel pump's bad or something, or the filter's clogged. Also, I got the Z32, can't really see it, fuel filter. It's a big can that just connects to a 3/8 line. Can you see it? Either way, when I had my Z31, it was an upgrade to go to the Z32 fuel filter because it flows like way better. So I put those Z32 fuel filters on everything I own. Just a tip for anyone that's wondering about fuel filters. These are on the clearance rack. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use them on. Either the Raider, the OBS, the Colorado. I don't know. So, yeah. Gonna get to working on the fuel system and getting everything tuned in to see how it works before I have to go to work. Well, no leaks. Well, we were at like about 5, and now we're down to about 3, which is cool, and there's no leaks. So everything's, I just gotta tighten this up, but everything should fit. Grab this real quick, just make sure. Look at that, like butter. Cool, cool, cool. Now I can't wait to get this thing tuned in right and see how much better it runs than ever, since I've ever owned it. All right, so I've changed left side and choke side idle jets. They were 55s, they're now 50s. I also changed the main jets. They were 145s both sides, they're now 160 both sides. So I took it for a drive. It still felt lean. I'm not sure. I don't know. I might have to mess with the air correctors. I'm like researching as I go. I've never tuned one of these downdraft carbs. And the last time I had carbs were the side drafts on my old Volkswagens years ago. And I had Jeremy's help tuning them. So, and Tony's. So I'm learning. Bear with me. Either way, I'm going to take it to work tonight. Take it for a test drive. See how it does. It idles great. Let me pause the video and start it. Right at, what, like 900, 800, 900 RPM. So, it's idling good. I got the idle dialed in. I have to figure out wide open throttle. That's the only issue I'm having is wide open throttle. Once I figure out wide open throttle, she's set. I still need to order a coupler for the finish the snorkel and just go through and seal it. But battery tray, radio, somehow figure out the front bumper, the winch, you know. I still have a good list of stuff to do. I'm gonna have to put all that on hold. Maybe not the battery tray. I might get some small stuff done in this video and hope everything's good, because I have to get that done, the bus, in 1 week. So, like a week and a half, or a week and like 2 days or something. I'm gonna have like 1, maybe 2 full days before I have to take it downstate. So, Raider has to get done. I have to move on to the bus. So I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can in this video. And yeah, well, I'm going to work. All right, so here's a test right here. Sorry, it's loud in here. And the speedometer's 5 miles an hour slow, so I'm cruising 70. We're gonna see how bad it drops off of this hill. It's a 6% grade. Wide open. 5th gear. Yeah, she's slowing down. Oh yeah. 10 miles an hour to get up that hill. 5th gear. I'm floored right now. Oh, here we go. Back to 70. There we are. The hill test. The bus loses 10 miles an hour too. This thing is probably as fast as the bus, and that's sad. All right, so we're gonna attempt a 0 to 60. Remember, 55 is 60, the speedometer's off. Pretty bad. It also sounds like it runs weird. I don't know, like it's running, like it almost sounds like it's like misfiring, like maybe it's like spark. Maybe I need to check the spark plugs on it. I might have to check the spark plugs, because it sounds weird when I was getting up in the RPM. She's slow. Alright, so I'm going to end the Raider video short. It's not cooperating with me. And this video will end up just being 30 minutes long and me talking about it and working on it and no action. And it gets boring. I know that. So I just want to get this Raider done so we can get to trailing it and wheeling it and having some fun. And yeah, me recording it sitting there and just doing stuff to it isn't really that fun. So cutting this video. Plus I need to get the bus done. That's coming up within a week. So I have to get the bus done. And that's priority right now. So the Raider still runs and drives. I can still drive it around. It's just not optimal. I'm just gonna pull it outside and let it sit for a week or two. I did get the snowmobiles going yesterday. We did a little snowmobile ride, so there will be a snowmobile video soon, and the bus video, and this thing. I got so much stuff to do, I don't have time. Anyway, let's get to updating the Raider before I cut this. Gas tank is done, of course, you've seen that. The wheels and tires, these wheels and tires are on. The snorkel is done. I have to seal the snorkel still. So in the next video, hopefully all the stuff is done, so we can get to some action. I got to seal the snorkel. I got to pull the carb off because I've been doing some testing and it's got some small vacuum leaks at the base. So pull the carb off, reseal it. Spark plugs are poop. They're toasted. It has been definitely lean, and hopefully I didn't do any engine damage. One spark plug is stuck in the head, so that's cool. I'm not going to worry about getting it out because it'll probably most likely snap and then leave this thing undrivable, and I don't want that. So I'm going to power wash this thing, change the spark plug. I'm going to change the spark plugs, do the carb, power wash it, restart with a fresh slate. Bumper, tow hooks. I'm working on the battery holder right now. So yeah, I've got a lot done. I didn't get everything done. I got a small list of stuff to do. That's gonna be nice having mirrors finally. That's cool. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pause on the Raider. I'm gonna throw it together from where it's at, throw some spark plugs in it, get the battery holder done, seal the carb, and be able to drive it around and still use it. And then from there, hopefully next video of us doing stuff, everything is done. Everything. And not recording me doing it will just give me more time to get it all done instead of stopping what I'm doing to record what I'm doing and everything like that. I'm just going to get it done, get out in the trails with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat failed Raider video. It's the second time and it's just not going well. So anyway, like and subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when I upload videos. You will be seeing the Raider in a future video here soon. Bus, Cavalier, snowmobiles, those will all be coming out. I'm working on those, so we'll get to it. We'll have some fun. So thank you guys for watching, and visit me in the next video.